everybody. Welcome to Friday, Facebook Friday. And let's see here. So, since last week, we played with some mixed media and we did a page. I did a page in my mop-up journal and about friendship, because that's my word for the year, and I believe maybe later I added this little star. So I thought maybe today I would just continue in this book, and maybe I would, so I'm just gonna keep going in this book, because I did that back when I was doing my 5 minutes of 5 minutes a day for the Ugly Art Challenge. We were doing 5-minute challenge, and so I was doing some things every day, so I think maybe today we'll just keep doing that. Okay, so here's a fun page which just has some kind of crazy randomness in it, and talk about taking something that you already have a background and adding maybe something else to it, and then giving it a focal point. So let's see here. My preferred way to do focal points is with some tissue. Oh, I think I flipped my tissue around. Okay, so here is what I do for my tissue. I think I might have tissue in multiple places, big surprise. But I really like to use the Dina Wakley collage paper for my focal points, or you can make your own collage paper using just stamping on deli paper. But you know, why not use something that she's already kind of created for us? This page already has a lot going on, and I don't really want to, I don't necessarily want to go in and why do I have two of these? Interesting. I don't necessarily want to go in and cover it up or add any more collage to it. So I'm not sure which one. I think I want to do something with the more bold. Let's see. I'm just continuing my theme from last week. I'm just going to keep working in this journal. And, you know, I think it would be kind of neat to see if I can keep, because this is what I did last week, if I can focus enough to work on in the same journal during this year, since this book is pretty much done as far as mopping up in it, although you could probably put layers upon layers in there forever. Okay, so, all right. I was learning, because I'm always learning. I was watching a video. It's part of Wonderlust. If you're not part of Wonderlust, I think you can still join Wonderlust. It's an online class. If you can't get it now, you can definitely go back and get the older ones. It's a very useful program. It's a year long. You get a different lesson every week, plus there's lots of bonuses. It's just a really fun program to be in, and there's a lot of community. It's really art journaling, but the one for 2022 is focused a lot on skill building, I would say, like techniques and tools and supplies, which is awesome. In the past, they've just been sort of like, here's a project and do it every week. But I think this year they've really focused in on taking some feedback from people and focused in on what it is that I've just decided I want to use this word. They focused in on what people have told them, and so they're really building on that and making it even better. And it is. It's been really good. I've only watched the bonus stuff and the first week of lessons, and So it's very well established. She said that they're already building out, planning for 2023 already, because 22 is done for them. They're already finished it. So now they just get to back, kind of work on the next program while they watch everybody take part in this one. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like, I think coming from the world of teaching and having developed training, and you get to kind of see all your hard work pay off. It's really gratifying. Okay, so we were talking about trying to add a focal point, which usually in order to add a focal point, you kind of need to be focused on something. And I am not the best at focusing on something. Lately I've been obsessed with this idea that I have a squirrel brain and squirrels are my spirit animal. Even though the squirrels aren't really the ones that are the crazy scattered ones. Maybe it's more like the dog that sees the squirrel, but I just love, I like squirrels. They're so cute, and I just seem to see them everywhere. Like, they show up a lot, especially in craft papers and things around fall. Here's one that was in the Busy Sidewalks collection for Christmas, and it had a little squirrel with little earmuffs. And then I made a little set of cards, and one of the cards has a squirrel on it. I mean, it's just, I just keep seeing squirrels like everywhere. And so I'm just kind of tearing this. Now, I love the Dina Wakley collage paper, but I don't always love the extra, and it doesn't tear. I guess it has kind of a, it has a grain to it, so it's kind of hard to, also I'm not left-handed, and I don't know why I try to tear things left-handed, but it has a grain, so it's like, it's not going to have an even torn look, an evenly torn look. I don't know. Oops. See, you just end up kind of ripping everything off of there. That's okay. All right. So what I'm trying to figure out here, because my page is just so like crazy, like busy. So maybe I'm thinking like, what am I going to do to make it not so busy? Tone it down and back a little. I think to tone it back a little, I'm going to grab some gesso. Where is my gesso? Clear gesso. Not clear, because clear's not going to help me tone anything back, but white gesso will. And then some gel medium. Hopefully I don't get those confused, which is funny because the first, not funny, but convenient, I guess. The first week of this class, this Wonderlust, the focus was on learning about the first 7 weeks. It's a 7-week, they do 7-week kind of units of study, I guess you could say. The first 7 weeks focuses on gel mediums and gessos. So gel medium being that that's what you use to glue things down, gesso being that's what you use to prep your surface and everything. I don't really want to cover up a whole lot of this. You know what I might do? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to need a stencil, because I think having a stencil, it's mostly this side. I love the black, but I think the white will be really good. A good contrast. Last week I did, when I did my other page, I did this other page in here. Let me get the back. Did I do it in this book? I think it was in this book. I did a green one and I did a red one. Maybe I put it in my other book. I can't even remember anymore. And I used a black on a stencil. On the same stencil, obviously, because it was, this one. This is just a makeup sponge, and I had some paint that dried out and it was all hard, so you can cut it or you can rip it like I did. And I'm just gonna do this. I do have an issue with white space. Also, this particular journal, because this is the Dilutions, the paper isn't white to start with. It's actually a vanilla creamy color. effect. It's okay. I'll put a page up on my site that says Facebook, that says here's what we used in the Facebook, and I'll put like the gesso and the journal and the papers and things like that, so that you'll know what it is that I use. I have ones that are 8x8 also, and I think those would be a really good, that would be a really good option. So because I have this leftover gesso here, I'm going to find my brayer, and you know what actually I'm going to do? Instead of the brayer, I'm going to just do the same thing here. Just to use it. There's a lot of different... So I always just thought that the idea behind a mop-up journal was kind of use all your paint. Like, really get the best use out of everything. Don't waste anything. Don't, just let it, make sure you're getting the most out of it. And then the more I hear, the more they say, okay, do it so that you don't send chemicals and paint, acrylic, plastics down into the water system and that kind of thing. So it's like an environmental thing. If you use it on a page like this, then it's not going into the trash or down the water, down the system. So, and this is just a piece of plastic that came off of a packaging. I like to use packaging because a lot of the packaging that comes off of things, I have so much at the store, because everything that I get that I get to send to you that has plastic on it is also wrapped up in plastic. So it's always there. But I like to grab these pieces of plastic and use them as a palette for something like gesso or something like that. So see, I just used my stencil that had gesso on it, already was wet and dirty, and I just stood over another piece on the book. So this is gel medium, matte acrylic gel. It's pretty thick, it's like glue. Gesso is what you use to prep your surface, and gel medium is what you use to glue. There's lots of different ways to glue things, but if you want to do collage, and I may even pull in some papers because I still feel like this is a little bit bright, so I may still pull in some old book paper. So then what I'm going to do is just, okay, so what I can do, normally, okay, let's see. That's good. Right. Whoops. Yeah, normally I just smear it on the page. Kind of try something different. It didn't quite work out. With this, with the tissue or the if you use deli paper, the less white you have around, well, especially with Dina's, that you have, that's actually from the background. The less white tissue you have, the better it's going to blend in with, and this might be pulling some paint off of the palette knife, which is why it's kind of turning my gel medium gray, but you can't probably tell. Yeah. I know, it's been interesting. Somebody mentioned to me that the reason they really liked the idea of junk journaling and art journaling is that there's so much ability to reuse in this process. And they're right. I mean, it is. So, let's see. And I think of it as, you know, some people, like I've said multiple times before, is people don't always like to use, they don't always like the idea of ripping up books or destroying something that's been created, like a book, you know? I mean, I've had people tell me, oh my gosh, I can't stand it when you show those videos of, you know, how you altered the books. But it's just kind of like, there's ways to use ephemera that's new and it's commercially produced, or you can just print it, or you can take, I've done that where I have some ephemera that my dad found some old papers at a antique thing, estate sale, and he gave me a bunch of old papers, and I didn't want to use them because they're kind of precious because he gave them to me, but I did scan them and I was able to use them. I'm trying to blend it in a little bit. My plan for this year really is I want to work for every Friday. I'm going to work in this book, and so we're going to add, and I mean, I don't know, I don't have enough pages in here probably to do every Friday, but you know, I'll work in here as much as I can, and then maybe go from there, see where I go. I'm trying to decide if I had enough gesso left to do a little bit more stenciling. To bring in those circles, make it not look so like, hey, I'm put on top of everything. Then let's see here, what else can I put on here? It's already got a lot going on. Let's see if I can hold it up a little bit.
Thanks for stopping by today. I really appreciate all my subscribers. Be sure to ring the notification bell to be notified the next time that I post a video. Give me a thumbs up if you like my video. Drop me a comment and say hi. I love chatting with people. And here's some other videos that you might like. Have a wonderful, creative day.